morning. Madam Chairman, members of the committee, and members of our Kansas City Regional Delegation, good morning. Thank you for having me. My name is Tom Garand, and I have the honor of serving as the Executive Director of the Kansas City Streetcar Authority in Kansas City, Missouri. Today I come before you on behalf of our regional partnership to share a bit about our local history, our experience, and our aspirations and suggestions related to the Capital Investment Grant Program, in the hopes that these comments prove insightful in your committee deliberations and support our collective efforts to make these programs, and more importantly, the resulting projects, the best they can possibly be. Our Kansas City story is not unique. It is one built on a history of regional collaboration and strong and productive local and federal partnerships. Thanks to great work by our friends at the City of Kansas City, Missouri, Mayor Sly James, the City Council, our Streetcar Authority Board of Directors, and the Kansas City Area Transportation Authority, and my good friend Robbie Mackinnon, we have now ignited a transit renaissance that is reshaping and reconnecting our city like never before. So why is this important to Kansas City and other cities across the country? It's incredibly important to us because we believe there is no more impactful way of connecting people to opportunity and building livable, sustainable, and prosperous cities for the next 50 years than through coordinated and well-executed public transportation investments. Our Kansas City Streetcar Starter Line is an example of this success, which opened in 2016 thanks to a federal partnership outside of the CIG program with Surface Transportation and then Tiger funds. In 3 short years of operations, the $100 million investment has produced more than $3 billion in economic activity, a 30-to-1 return on our collective investments, has attracted more than 30% of our residents now to public transportation than previously existed, and now over 6 million trips to date have redefined how residents, visitors, and employees experience and move around our city. But as strong as our regional partnerships have been, they have only been successful in delivering projects due to the ability and opportunity to leverage well-placed and adequately funded Federal Transportation Administration programs that have made these projects a reality. Without programs like the Capital Investment Grant Program, these projects would simply not be possible. Since 2005, we have successfully funded and advanced 3 small bus rapid transit projects through the CIG program, and we have 1 streetcar extension that's now moving through the New Starts pipeline. Our most recent grant award was for Prospect Max BRT, which Acting Administrator Jane Williams was kind enough to come to for the groundbreaking in October of this past year, and that project is now under construction and moving towards opening. This is all to say we have some experience in Kansas City navigating the CIG program, so I'm pleased to be here today to share a few points. The first point, the importance of the program itself. As I previously mentioned, the existence of a well-supported and adequately funded CIG program is critical to the advancement and modernization of our transit system in Kansas City and systems across the country. Without CIG and other federal programs, an active and engaged federal partnership, these most prominent and impactful transportation projects constructed really in our city's history would not have been possible. And the economic opportunity, the investment, and the community revitalization and the benefits would have been lost. Secondly, the CIG program is rigorous, but we have received strong support from the FTA and specifically our Region 7 office at every step. We thank the current Acting Administrator Williams and the Region 7 Administrator Makti Ahmad for the great support. Without their efforts, we would not have the success that we've had over the course of the years. And not surprisingly, moving through complicated programs like CIG, which are ever evolving, provide some revelations and some learnings at every step. So a few points in closing that I would touch on as we think about how to improve the program together as we move forward. We would support the administration's efforts on process streamlining. We have advanced successfully projects outside of CIG that we think would have cost significantly more resource and money and time if they would have been advanced through the CIG program. There are opportunities, there are successful projects that we think serve as an example for how we can in fact do this. We think these CIG thresholds and categories frankly could be reevaluated. There's an opportunity to reintroduce the very small starts program, specifically targeting and allowing small projects the ability to move quickly through the process. And then lastly, project due diligence. There is an incredible burden placed on local governments to advance due diligence on the front end of these processes with local funding at risk prior to acknowledgement of a federal grant. So opportunities to formalize a federal partnership earlier in the process would no doubt make it easier on local governments to bring good projects, as well as to fund the local contribution that's necessary to see the projects to the end. In closing, I want to thank you for your interest and support of the CIG program, and I want to lift up those on the committee and FTA that are doing the hard work to make this program the best it can be. These programs and these projects benefit communities like Kansas City greatly. We thank you immensely for your support, and I look forward to answering any questions you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Jaron. Mr. Paul Skoutelas, President and CEO of American Public Transportation.